Hello, my beautiful Scorpio minds. How are you doing today? I am really fine. It's getting so cold here in Berlin, which I don't like. So I'm really looking forward to going to Bali, but this is not the topic today. I get asked quite often how it is to be single and if I'm dating and if there is like anything happening or if I've got a boyfriend, all of that stuff. There's a reason that I don't really talk about it. Because I just don't want all of my personal life being on social media, on Instagram, on YouTube, and sometimes it's quite hard for myself, or not hard, just like weird and exciting and a lot to deal with it myself, and I really don't want every bit of my personal life to be on social media, and I hope you do respect it. I've got no problem with you asking, but then I also decide what I want to share and what not. And I feel like sharing dating life or just people I see or people I don't see would not respect their personal space, and it's also not really respecting my personal space, because I mean there are probably some awesome stories I could tell, but I don't know, I just don't feel like it belongs on social media. So I hope you do understand that, and maybe one day I'm gonna talk about some stories that are quite fun or that taught me quite a bit, but yeah, right now I'm not gonna talk about like who I'm seeing or what I'm doing, or I don't know, because it really doesn't matter. I'm more about sharing my vegan experiences, about sharing my pole dance journey, my fitness routines. As you have seen, I really love to try and bring some warm-ups, some stretchings to you, and I'm really happy to do that and to evolve and to become better, and also sharing my recipes and all of that stuff. So I hope that's enough for you guys, and stay tuned for Bali because I'm gonna vlog a bit more there because I have more time. Yeah, that's it. I'm just not gonna disclose a lot of personal information. I hope that's alright. But dating as a vegan, I mean, I've been single for over a year now, which is quite a long time. Also not really, I don't know, it really depends on if you're a relationship person or if you're not. I feel like I am not the biggest relationship person. When I'm in a relationship, I like it, but it's not that easy to get me to commit fully, because I love to be free and I have just so much other stuff going on in my life that I don't know, it's so hard to explain. Like, I kind of want a boyfriend, but then at the same time I don't want it, and I think it just needs to feel good, you know? If you're looking for something or like really searching for something, then most of the time it's not gonna come for you. But if you just let your life flow and see where it brings you, then I don't know, you're probably gonna meet the right person and you're gonna think, damn, yeah, I want to spend time or like a lot of time with that person, and then one day you're in a relationship. At least that's what happened to me with Ferdinand like a couple of years back, because I also wasn't looking at all, and then I just found him and it was nice, and it's gonna happen again, I'm sure, and it's also gonna happen for you guys, right? You can also let me know how your experiences were before entering a relationship, how you got into the relationship, if it was like super intentional or if it just happened. I would love to hear all of your stories, and also share your experiences with like what it's like to be vegan and dating, because yeah, a lot of people ask me about that too. Let's get into it. For me, dating as a vegan is not that different as dating as a non-vegan, because you have all of the truths and beliefs and values in your mind, but you also have them as a non-vegan. They're just different. Like when you're vegan, you don't want to kill animals, you kind of want to live like the best you can ecologically. Like you try to eliminate, I don't know, it's just different. And also for me, it's also super important that the person I spend time with is like active in a sport kind of way, because I'm working out every day, and I feel like if he would not, I mean, he doesn't have to work out every day, but just like be interested in the sport and do that. And I also prefer bodies that are a bit more muscular, like men or women. I don't know, it's just like such a big thing of my life, and I feel like if the other person doesn't share that, he probably wouldn't get me, and he would kind of not want me to go to the gym as much, or I don't know. I just feel like it's something that's really important to me, and as such it would also be very helpful if it would like be important to the other person. It's the same with veganism pretty much. Like, it's super important to me, and I definitely could not live with anyone who's not vegan, but that's the next step. Like, that's not dating, that's like actually being together and living together. Yeah, every person's got their values, you know, and if you're vegan or not vegan, you have them, and it's not gonna change. I don't know, if you're not vegan and you want your partner to, I don't know, if you're into red and you want your partner for some reason to wear red, that's a really bad idea, but anyway, then you don't want a person who only wears black, you know? You want a partner who wears red. This is so bad. But you could also like talk to your partner or to the person and, I don't know, figure it out. And it's the same with veganism. Like, you want a person who's vegan, but you can talk about it, and like, I hope you get what I want to say. Like, that you can have your values, but they don't have to be only like vegan related. The other person have other values that they need to have in a partner, you know? Yeah, anyway. So yeah, there is like the whole thing around dating that you need to find your match, and if it doesn't match, it's not a match. Yeah, anyway, it's just not that different. That's what I wanted to say. It also depends on what you want. Like, if you just want a one-night stand, is it really that important that the other person's vegan? Probably not, right? Because, I don't know, you're just gonna see him once and that's it. And then what he does after or before, it really doesn't matter that much. But if you're looking for a long-term relationship, it's probably more important. But then it's also more important that he or she is open to the idea of vegetarianism or veganism, and is interested in your lifestyle, so that you can explain your values, just how you see things, and not that he's vegan or she is vegan from the start. It's more that you both are open, you both talk about it, see where you're at, your standpoint, and if you both are willing to commit and to change and to grow together, because that's what it's really important. But yeah, for one night stand or just like a hookup, I think it really doesn't matter too much. Yeah, and also respect your own feelings, your beliefs, and your truths, and don't change for a person. I mean, you can grow and change together, but that's like it's a journey, and you kind of intertwine, and I don't know, like all of that stuff. But at first, you should really be true and stay true to yourself, and don't try to be someone else or pretend to be someone else when you're not, just because you want that person. It's really not worth it, and if you end up in a relationship, you're not gonna keep up that face you put on in the first place. For example, maybe it's like so crazy important that your partner thinks you're not like a preachy vegan, and you're all like chill about everything, like, oh yeah, whatever, have that yogurt. But on the inside, you're like kind of dying. You're like, I don't wanna have him eat that yogurt, and there's so much like bad stuff happening because of the dairy industry and all of that. And I feel like you don't have to be like super preachy at first, but it would be nice or good to talk about what you're feeling and your standpoint, so that you're both on the same page and you don't try to be another person like from the start. Do you know what I mean? It's just I don't know, if something's super important to you, tell the other person, so that he knows, or he or she knows, where you're at and where you're standing. And yeah, the last point I wrote down was be honest. Be honest about what you're feeling and what you expect and what you want. But yeah, it's different with every person you meet. Some people are really open. They want to know what you think. They want to know like where you came from, why you started the journey, all of that. And some people just don't, and that's alright too. Then it's not the right person. And also, yeah, just be open also for the other person. Maybe they're not ready yet. Maybe they are. Maybe they just need a little push. What I always like to do is just really be open, be honest, talk about everything. If they ask questions, answer it, but don't be like a pushy vegan where you're like, oh, you need to be vegan, otherwise I'm not gonna kiss you, blah blah blah. Just be open and see what happens. If you don't feel like you like that person or you want to spend more time with that person, it's also fine. You can tell them. It's better to be honest and to really speak your feelings, speak what's going on inside of you, instead of like leaving that person dangling around. And I get the feeling sometimes it's really a big thing when you kind of start dating and you've been seeing each other for a longer period of time, and there's also always that thing in between, that vegan thing. Yeah, when they tell you that they just had their steak and it was like super awesome, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, like what should I do about it? It's like, it's not great. And yeah, as I said before, if it's just like a fling, like something small, it's no big deal. But then when you want to see that person again and again and they keep doing or making vegan jokes and not taking you seriously, it's probably also not the right person. What you could also do is just talk. I feel like in dating, whatever stage, whatever dietary restrictions you have, it's just talking about it, explaining your standpoint, how it makes you feel. It's like in every relationship, just talk about your feelings, your problems. Also the things you find great. Yeah, it's really not that easy, but it's not because of veganism, it's just because dating, especially in the first couple of weeks, months, I don't know, because you don't really know each other that well. And then you kind of try to figure out what he likes, what you're into, if it's working out, like what are your feelings, what are his feelings. Is it really, I don't know, it's really exciting, but it's also kind of annoying after a while, because you just do it over and over again, and then you have that feeling that could it be the right, and then there's something that's bugging you, and then there's not, and then it's just going back and forth all the time, and I don't know. I like being single, but I also don't like being single. They're like good and bad and everything, right? And then I also asked you guys if you've got some experiences, some tips, and you guys said it's super important to look for open-minded people who are not necessarily vegan. I kind of already talked about it. If you just focus on one group, like vegan people, they're like 80% females and 20% of males, something around those numbers. So it's way harder for women to find vegan men. I feel like in Berlin it's still alright, but if you're somewhere else, it's like super hard. And yeah, for me it's really important to look for open-minded people who are willing to talk about it, who maybe already got experiences with it, who already have vegan friends, I don't know, who are willing to try vegan meals. And a lot of you said too that your dates were really open to try vegan food, and I mean, it's delicious. And if you make it, if you offer to cook it, they're not gonna ask twice. Or think about it twice. They're just gonna eat the food and it's gonna be awesome and you're gonna have a great time, and that's really, really good. And I feel like that's the way to go too, with every person, not only your dates. Just show them how good veganism is, how good it tastes, like be a really happy and open person as well. Don't judge the person, because you don't want to be judged as well. And yeah, just have a great time, you guys. Don't. I also try to not talk about veganism a lot on the first date, just because I don't want to make it like a super big deal. It's just a part of who I am, and I'm willing to talk about it, but I don't have to. Yeah, I don't know. It's like the whole process is not easy and it's not perfect, but nothing is. Even if you're omnivore, like even then dating is not easy. I also got a great tip. I pretty much do that also. That I don't go for food on the first date just because it could be a bit weird, and I don't like people, like seeing people eating animal products. It's just like, I really don't like it that much, especially when it's someone I like. Then I'm like, does it really have to be? And I don't want to be preachy, and I'm not preachy at all, but I just don't like seeing it. And then I don't know, if I were to kiss that person, I'd be like, it's maybe not the best. And yeah, so to not have that discussion or that feeling, I got the suggestion, and as I said before, I also do that quite often. Just go for a walk, or go for a drink, or do something where no food is involved, because then that discussion, that topic is completely off the table. And I love to go for a walk. Like, I have Kiwi, I need to go for walks anyway. And then, I don't know. It's just like super relaxed and easy and no expectations. You can just walk, and then you've got something to do, and you can talk and see if you click or if you don't. And then you can either see yourself again, see him or her again, or not. It's easy. Oh yeah, and a lot of you guys have said that their partner turned vegan after spending time with them. That's awesome. Like, if you find someone who's already open-minded, who's willing to talk about it, and then who's like loves you, and obviously when you spend a lot of time together, the topic of veganism, of like ethical living, is gonna come up for sure. And then if he or she is open to like hearing about it, watching all of the documentaries, watching the speeches, it would be stupid if he or she wouldn't turn vegan after a while, right? Because there's so many like obvious things that just talk in favor of veganism. And I don't know, if you just live your vegan lifestyle and your partner sees it and they're gonna taste all of the amazing vegan food, how can you not turn vegan? That's exactly how it worked with Ferdinand and me. Like, I wasn't vegan, I was vegetarian, and he showed me all of the documentaries, he was giving me his food, and I don't know, just spending time with him and his vegan friends turned me vegan. It's easy when you're already open-minded and you're compassionate. It's just like the way to go. And I feel like that's really beautiful. Yeah, I already said don't judge, be open as well, because you don't want to be judged. If you tell them you're vegan and they try or they say like nasty things about veganism, then it's not the right time probably, they need more time, but like vice versa as well. Like, I've got no problem with it if I don't know, to talk about everything, to discuss it, to see what's going on in their head, what kind of beliefs they still have or don't have. But I never judge. I just try to figure it out. And I would suggest you do the same. Just have a really open and honest conversation about your belief systems. And usually it makes them question their lifestyle as well a bit. Yeah, show your lifestyle, be relaxed, and explain your standpoint without being too pushy, because nobody likes that. Just be really relaxed and have a good time. I always treat the first dates as like a friendship walk, to just like get to know each other, and then if you feel like you click, you can see him or her again. But I'm never nervous anymore. It was before, when I didn't have a lot of dates and I was like super shy and I was like, oh my god, gonna meet a strange person. But right now I don't know, I just love meeting new people and seeing all of the different standpoints and all of the different periods of life there, and it's really awesome. Even if there's nothing else happening, I just love spending some time with people. Because we're all awesome, even if we're not vegan. I mean, there's a bit of good in pretty much every person, and I really feel that we all have the potential to be super kind, to be really compassionate, and one day to go vegan. So if you just see the happiness and the positivity in people, it's definitely helping you with dating and finding friendships and all of that, because you're not judging, you don't try to push them over, you're not forcing your beliefs on somebody, you're just telling them what's in your mind, what you've experienced, what you like and why you're doing it, and then maybe they're gonna think about it. It's like you place a little firework or like a little something in their head, and maybe it's gonna take some time to grow, but one day it's probably gonna like explode and they're gonna see that it was all true you said. Maybe you're still there, maybe you're not, but it definitely helped. And yeah, last but not least, be kind and spread kindness. That's all I can say. I hope this helped a little bit. I would love to hear your experiences in dating as a vegan, but as I said, for me it's not that difficult because it's just like a belief I have. It's like something that makes myself, but at the same time it's also sports. It's also like cooking, it's loving beach and ocean and warm weather. It's just something that's part of my personality, and either it clicks or it doesn't, as with like so many other things in life as well. So yeah, I would love to hear your experiences. If you have any tips, if you have any tricks, if there's any funny stories you encountered. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time here on my channel. Goodbye guys.